so glad to have you here with us for our last show of the year. And to celebrate the occasion, we are going to take a look back at some of our favorite 2024 design inspiration on today's SoFlo Home Project. Welcome to SoFlo Home Project. I'm Alena Capra. As we close out another year here together, it's time to wrap things up, and my favorite way to do that is to share some more design advice. Today, we look back at some of the amazing homes we featured during this past year, ways to maximize square footage in any room, tips on expanding your living areas, and so much more. So we have had a great year of design inspiration here on SoFlo Home Project, and we love sharing things with you each and every week to keep you inspired when it comes to all things home design. So whether it's spaces that are grand and spacious with beautiful design details, to perhaps waterfront living where we're seeing all the beauty of SoFlo's great outdoors, we've seen homes where old meets new to create stunning fresh designs, everything from bold and colorful spaces to spaces designed completely in neutrals. There truly was something for everyone's design taste, and we love it all. So we hope that you find design inspiration in each and every one of these spaces, and one that really stood out, that truly embodies that SoFlo lifestyle, had an amazing outdoor space. Check it out. We are continuing our tour of this beautiful Golden Beach home with Alena Cardone, the homeowner of this stunning property. So Alena, we saw some of the interiors of the home, but we had said earlier, the outdoor spaces is one of the best.
It really is. It's just so rare here in Miami. It's the only 2 miles in all of Miami that actually has beachfront property. So it's very unique, very special, and we make sure we enjoy every single inch of it.
That is awesome. So, and Alena, you guys had renovated the exterior.
Yes, so we made this entire deck one level. We put in the Ipe. We put some stone around these big giant planters that you see. We put the palm trees. We added about 30 palm trees on the actual beach. And Grant really, he loves specimen palms, and so he actually went to the nursery and picked him out. So you'll see the ones that come out over the pool with the curvature.
Yes.
Those actually fell down during a hurricane, so they were laid on the ground and then they bent upwards for the sunlight. And he says, I gotta save these trees. And we did, and they took and they saved, so they like it here too.
I love that. What a great kind of full circle.
Yeah, you know, give them a second chance.
So you had talked about that resort style living was what you guys wanted. And when you walk out here, I mean, that is exactly what it feels like.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, that was really the intention. I wanted it to feel like a hotel, luxurious beach environment, like we're on a vacation.
But every day.
Home.
Yes.
So we added this area back here with the TV and the bar, so that's really beneficial. So when you go downstairs, we built in this long table with the built-in bench and the chairs that go around. And then you'll see the surf shack. We call it the surf shack. It's really the beach home. Well, if we were to tear that down, we could never build that again. So we will not do that, and we will not tear that down because it's godfathered in. That also adds a uniqueness to the beach because most of the properties here don't have that. Tommy had the surfboards attached to the ceiling. Grant loves to go down there. It's really
kind of like a man cave.
Yes, and
on
that's
the water.
where he's got his cigars and his wines, and he plays backgammon down there with the guys. So that's really become his man cave.
I love that. The beachfront man cave is where it's at, I'm sure, right?
Who gets a beachfront man cave? Most guys get sent to the basement. No, not Grant. I walk right out to the beach.
Coming up, increasing the function of your home with multifunctional spaces on SoFlo Home Project. what could you do for your home with a $500 Goya Seasonings Greetings gift card? Sounds like a fun home project, but you can use the card for anything you want. The Goya Seasonings Greetings ends January 3rd, 2025, so enter today. Go to local10.com for your chance to win Goya's Seasonings Greetings $500 gift card giveaway. Because if it's Goya, it has to be good.
Hi, I'm Mike Rednauer, Vice President of Sales for USA Windows and Doors. I've been in the construction world for over 30 years. I've seen all the companies come and go, and I can tell you what separates USA Windows and Doors from the competition is that we have our own dedicated service department that after installation, if anything happens, we're there to take care of your needs with no additional cost out of your pocket, no headaches, no questions. We'll come and we'll take care of it for you. Some of the most common issues you see on the service side of the industry are glass breakage, accidental glass breakage. If something were to happen, we'll come out and fix it for free. Also, if your landscaper is cutting your grass or he's weed eating and he throws a rock up and it tears your screen, we'll come out and replace the screen absolutely free. Some of the other common issues that happen after installation. Maybe the locking mechanism isn't smooth. Maybe the rollers underneath the sliding glass door or the horizontal roller don't slide properly. Guess what? Our service department will come out and take care of that at no additional cost to you. So our double lifetime warranty will take care of any issues that you have, whether it's Mother Nature or it's an accidental glass breakage. We'll take care of it for free. At USA Windows and Doors, we stand behind our product and we stand behind our installation. With our double lifetime warranty, you can rest assured you can have a peace of mind that USA Windows and Doors is the company for you. Give us a call today.
Come join our family.
Welcome back to SoFlo Home Project. I'm Alena Capra, and we are continuing to take a look back at some of our favorite design inspiration over the past year. So when it comes to combining spaces for living, it's not about how big or small the space. It could be a simple room in your home that's sort of a flexible space with a lot of different function, or perhaps it's one large living area. We've seen a lot over this past year on the show, from a studio apartment that has multiple use, a sofa that pulls out into a bed in the living room, a small bistro table that serves as a dining area in a small space. It's really about getting creative with the spaces for the smaller homes, but if your home is larger, perhaps there's a room that's big that you don't know how to carve out the function for multi-use. We've had a lot of great examples of that too. So one of my favorite combined spaces we've seen over this past year was a very cool downtown Fort Lauderdale loft that was both a live and work space. Check it out. Patrick, welcome to SoFlo Home Project. It's great to have you here with us today.
It's a pleasure. Welcome to my loft.
We're here in just right outside of downtown Fort Lauderdale.
Yep, some people call it Fat Village, Flagler Village, but basically it's the art district.
One of the original residential buildings here is this particular loft building.
Yep, Avenue Lofts. We were the first loft building in Fort Lauderdale, so I like to say that we're the best. And then since then, we have 3 more loft buildings on the street that have gone up in the last few years, and it's kind of become a staple of this area. And what I love about these loft units is that you get a little bit more space than some of the other condos. So for me, a tall person who also has a home business, it's an amazing space. You know, we have the 14-foot ceilings and just enough room to really kind of, operate, which is nice.
Yeah, I mean, I love the high ceilings. I think that's one of the draws of loft living. You think about the exposed, all the ductwork and all of the conduit. Now, let's talk about what it looked like before. Was it just basically a blank slate, exactly as is, and you just came in and added all the color?
It was a completely blank slate, and it had some odd colors in here. When we came in, there was so little done that it gave us the opportunity to kind of set it up the way that I wanted, and that's kind of the layout that we have here.
How did you tackle kind of setting up the floor plan with your living space and sort of the workspace? workspace. It all flows really well.
Yeah, I think that when you have a loft, you have to kind of just have a vision because you have an open space and you're able to build sections, you know? So you can use the couch, what would normally mark off a room, the couch can mark off the living room. Or, you know, you can have the desk that clearly mark it as a workspace. So you use the furniture in an open floor plan to kind of define your spaces.
Yeah, it definitely creates like zones, and it's a nice
Exactly,
way to do
zones.
it. And grounded by carpeting, because we are in a loft. Lofts have the beautiful concrete floor, a great look, but you do need to soften it up.
You know, make it a little more livable. You need some good carpets if you're going to go into the loft game.
Yes, and you know what? It's great because it adds a lot of color. So Patrick, one of the things that I love about sort of loft living, as you mentioned, you were able to add a lot of lighting. And if you think about condos, in a condo you have a slab ceiling, concrete ceiling, that if you want to add more light fixtures, you have to drop the ceiling and do a lot of drywall work and a lot of finishing work in order to do that. Here, you run the conduit, you could really add lighting anywhere. It's an easier process and it looks great.
Yeah, it's wonderful when you start with an open box.
Exactly.
So we've exposed what we wanted to expose.
Right.
Yes.
Good
And
way to put
came
it.
out nice.
Everyone has their kind of preference of which way they want to face the TV. When you have a lot of windows in a space, it's always that question. I always say, never be afraid to kind of cover an area if it's extending past into the windows and stuff. You have a wall here to hang it, but like, it's not blocking anything.
We felt that the windows were so big
Yes.
that it would work. And it kind of, in the way, it almost looks like a TV stand. The way
It does.
Yeah,
It creates a great backer panel
so
of sorts.
luckily it came out great.
So wasn't that a great space? Now, keep in mind, you can create flexible work-live spaces anywhere in your home office, guest room. There's so many different ways, and I hope that gave you some great inspiration for future combined spaces. But we are not done. We are going to talk about expanding your space, so stay with us. Coming up next, design tips on expanding your living spaces on SoFlo Home Project. Welcome back to SoFlo Home Project. I'm Alena Capra, and we are continuing to share some of our favorite design inspiration to keep you inspired all through the new year. So when it comes to creating more space in your home, sometimes it's as simple as utilizing the outdoor areas. Here in South Florida, we've seen so many beautiful outdoor spaces on past episodes, whether it's expanding your living room into an outdoor living room or adding additional gardens. Perhaps it's an outdoor kitchen that you've added. There are so many ways to kind of bring the indoors out and really expand. And there are other ways where you might be doing an addition to your home, or perhaps combining two condos into one. Take a look at this great project where we expanded a great view ×2. Sean, welcome to SoFlo Home Project. So excited to share your project with our viewers today.
Welcome to my home, my new home.
Your beautiful new home
Yes,
here.
yes.
So I thought it would be really great to share with our viewers today sort of the backstory, a little bit of this project before we tour through the spaces, because it's a situation that doesn't always come up every day, being able to combine two condos to create one amazing space.
Yeah, so I lived in the one side for a while and the other side became available and I bought that. And so I hired Steve DiAgostino to do the architecture work, and he did a great job on the layout.
Yes.
And then when it came to the inside and what I want it to look like, I really had no idea, and that's why I hired you.
That's where the designer comes in, right?
Right? I didn't know what I wanted it to look like. I had 2 words for you. I said I want it to look fresh and warm. And the only other thing I knew is I wanted to cook eggs, look at the ocean, and watch the game in the morning.
And that was a
or the
challenge.
afternoon.
And so that is such a challenge, because when you are combining units, to our viewers, this area here in the kitchen is actually where the first unit ended.
Right.
So your original unit was from here back.
Correct.
The new unit was from here forward. And of course, there's structural columns, right?
Yep.
And so we had to keep a couple of things and work around them design-wise, so you can see the TV right here.
Yeah.
Also see the beautiful view. and be at your cooktop.
And an older building, right? So we
Yes.
didn't know what was in some of these walls until we knocked some of them down.
Absolutely. It's sort of fitting the pieces of the puzzle together
Yep.
to create one beautiful finished space.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we weren't doing dark colors
Right.
by the beach. So the light kitchen, right?
Right.
The whiter cabinetry, the Taj Mahal leather finished counter.
It's just gorgeous. I love how it's not so shiny, but it's warm. I really did not know what kind of colors I wanted. And you know, you mentioned green, and first thing I thought of is, oh my gosh, that sounds so disgusting.
It's gonna be a hard sell here.
I don't like green. But you brought in the colors, and my place has got a lot of green in it.
There is a lot of green. And so
I love it.
that's the thing. So
Yeah.
you're on the water, right? And I know that you had wanted to also bring in blues and some coastal, colors. But green has been such a big color in design. So we were starting with a floor tonality, which was this wood porcelain. And then you're building off of it, and it's like, what color fit? And the more natural stone that we looked at, there is one green slab that we used on the bar, but that sort of drove the color palette. So you find that one piece, and then you liked the stone, and I'm like, we're gonna work with it. And we kind of wove it throughout. And thank you for letting us go with the gold.
Yes.
Love the brass detail.
Yeah, love that combo.
And I also wanted to point out some of the tricks we have to do as designers to hide things. So the structural column is actually covered right here. So this is a concrete column. Next to it's the built-in fridge. So by making it look like pantry cabinetry, even though it's not, it kind of hides the connection of the two units.
Yes. Yeah, you did that very well.
So thank you. I think it opened up the space to create this large seated area.
Yeah, okay, bigger than I thought it would be.
So I hope that you enjoyed viewing a little bit of that beautiful expansion of space, one of my favorite projects. And now we're gonna jump back into perhaps some top trends. We love to close out the new year with adding some of the latest trends for 2025, so stay with us. Next, we look at the trending colors for 2025 on SoFlo Home Project. Welcome back to SoFlo Home Project. I'm Alena Capra, and we are wrapping up 2024 here on SoFlo Home Project today. And before we jump into our design trends for 2025, I just want to say a special thank you to the editors at Kitchen and Bath Business magazine. So this is the official publication of the National Kitchen and Bath Association, an association that I've been a certified designer with for many years, and also the publication for KBIS, the Kitchen and Bath Industry Show. And it's a huge honor for me, and I just want to say thank you to everyone on the team who selected me for this year's Person of the Year. I have been designing kitchens and baths and beyond for 22 years, and this truly has been very humbling, and I am very honored to be their Person of the Year for 2024. And I'm honored to share design tips with you all each and every week. So let's jump back into some of the trends that we'll be seeing for the new year. One color we have been seeing emerging this year that I think is going to be very big for the new year is sort of a Merlot, almost wine color that just the tonality is so rich. Now, here in South Florida, one might wonder, is that too dark for more of a tropical area? But you can bring this beautiful color in as an accent, as smaller furnishings, a accent chair, some pillows, bring that color in on the rug, and even in your natural stone. There are so many amazing countertop options with this beautiful Merlot color, and it's just a trend that I think is nice. We haven't seen this bold color in home design in a while, and I'm very excited about it. Of course, green continues to trend. We have seen a lot of green probably the past year or two. It is increasing to trend, and I think that's one color that's here to stay for a while, as well as the blues. Lots of blues and all of those sort of earthy tones as well. warmer earth tones, terracotta, clay, as we return to warmer colors. Now, I do want to point out, a lot of people wonder, is gray out? No, gray is not out as a color. I love gray. That can be warmed up with some of these newer colors that we're seeing trending, as well as mixing it with warmer neutrals. So a lot of color, but if you don't like color, a lot of great neutrals as well. Textures still are heavily trending, from everything from your fabrics to wall cladding. We're still seeing this influence from nature. And of course, in South Florida, tropical prints continue to reign and will never go away here, always on trend. And I just want to thank you all for joining us each and every week this past year, and we thank you for your viewership, and we hope to keep you inspired throughout 2025 as we move back to our original time slot of Saturday mornings at 11 a.m. Next week on SoFlo Home Project, it's New Year's resolution time. And while you're working on yourself, why not work on your home? Nail the look you love with interior design ideas that will help define your design style. So once again, I want to wish each and every one of you a happy and healthy 2025, and thank you again for your viewership. We hope to see you again next week for our first 2025 episode as we return to Saturday mornings at 11 a.m. right here on Local 10. And remember, there's no place like SoFlo Home. If you missed any part of this episode, or if you're looking for more design inspiration, make sure to check out all episodes online at SoFloShows.com. And don't forget to follow us on social media on Facebook and Instagram.